Reaching out to all the massive of the African continent and into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby. Tell me you think of me the way I think of you. Tell me you want me cause I promise I want you to. You Yes, good afternoon, family. Karibuni sana to another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss Show right here on the media of the 21st century. This is the Black Fire Network radio station, 10 minutes to 1 p.m. That's the time right here. Coming all the way from the 254. And of course, I hope you guys are doing amazing. Grand rising to everyone who's listening to us from the other end. Of course, from YouTube, on Twitter, everyone live with us on BitChute, on Rumble, on our show page, on the radio station, on Spreaker, and on our Spotify page. For those who get to catch the shows, of course, on a podcast form, hope you guys get to enjoy. My name is Joby, of course, the captain of these amazing conversations from every Monday to Friday from 12:30 to 1:30. But today, of course, we've started a little bit late, as usual, better late than never. And of course, today we shall be taking our conversation to Burkina Faso, which has actually managed to nationalize two of their gold mining centers. And this is after them ending a rival dispute between two companies, where actually they were complaining about some missing funds, some pending funds, and all that. But the junta has actually finally nationalized these two gold mines. So, shall be giving much more details on that at the end of the show today. But we shall also discuss what is happening in the UK, where we can see 4 Nigerians have been jailed for forging 2,000 marriage certificates. And actually, this is a norm known about Nigerians because of the lack of employment amongst the youths, which I did discuss and talk about yesterday. If you try to look at the population of Nigeria, this being the country in the African continent with the biggest number of people. We're talking about 250 something million people literally in Nigeria, and majority are young people. And majority of these young people, of course, they are graduates. Majority of them have certificates and PhDs, but majority again also do not have job opportunities. They are majority literally jobless, and they are wandering all over the world. This is why we see Nigerians always just all over the world trying to do 1, 2, 3 things so that they can earn a way of living and sustaining the lifestyle of their family members also back at home, understanding the black tax that comes with it. We shall discuss about that as I get to share a video of what is happening and how this has been happening. We shall also discuss about Haiti and Kenya, where there is so far a launched joint operation, and this is for them to regain control after several police officers have been confirmed dead. And this is a claim, of course, coming from the so-called gangs, who we know that they are trying to protect and do everything to protect their country. We shall also discuss about where 6 people have also been confirmed dead in Nigeria, and 10,000 people at least who have been displaced due to heavy floods, and Nigeria is going through it, and much more coming still from the African continent, where in Kenya, That is what we shall be coming back with. There's already robot waiters, and this is actually the new norm that they want to actually normalize. We know that what this agenda is all about, having robots replacing humans, especially in this work. In work areas or in companies, and that this is clearly also the agenda that falls about getting rid of humanity, literally the population agenda. We discussed about that yesterday, where we know but that by next year 6 billion people are supposed to be, on 6 feet under the ground. So we shall be discussing about that as our major conversation, and of course much more coming also about Ethiopia. Remember last month or early this month I discussed about a landslide that happened in Ethiopia, and it left 230 something people, literally a total of 200 and something people who are actually were dead, and the majority of them still. I'm not sure about how the operation went, because the mainstream media doesn't follow up on investigations and things that really matter to the people. But there has been, of course, land grabbing going on currently in Ethiopia, and I'll be sharing a video regarding that. Karibuni sana. That was Love Ballad. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but that is Modaka, of course, playing right here on the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. That's the first jam I started with, but this is Navi Kenzo with Diamond Platinums, and I hope you guys get to enjoy this. We shall be coming back, of course, after this. It's a Throwback Thursday. Katika.
Baby girl, dance for me one time.
Yes, Karibuni sana. I'd love to urge you, in case you're here for the first time, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, ensure you rush to the Google Play Store in case you're using any Android device, and search for our app, Black Hot Fire Network, and you'll be able to find us right there. I promise you, our app has amazing things waiting for you. Imagine you can be able to share links and articles with us right here on the media of the 21st century. That's the best thing about us. You can share amazing links, information, news that has not yet gotten into our table, that is on our social media page, on our social page. And of course, you can also be able to stream live with us, like I am right here. I am live right now also on our show page. We have exclusive shows. Sometimes we can't literally bring them on board right here on YouTube. So in case you want literally to not miss this amazing conversations, which majority are very educative, kindly ensure you have our Black Hot Fire Network application. But before that, or after all that, once you have the app, also ensure you check our Black Hot Fire Network sports store, because it also has amazing features, amazing things that are literally very healthy and beneficial for you in your health. And I'm talking about literally some sports nutrition, literally vitamins and minerals. Also, to the ladies in the building, we have some beauty supplements also waiting for you over there. So in case you want to take care of your skin, and you've been looking literally for some different products that have not been working for you, ensure you check our Black Hot Fire Network store, which actually has amazing supplements over there. Under the beauty supplements, we have amazing things. We have beverages where you can purchase amazing coffee products. I'm yet to try one. Shout out to Mr. Black Hot Fire. I hope this one is gonna get to us right here in Africa. I want to try the Manuka honey coffee as for me. And also ensure you check the natural ingredients we also have to the sports, or to the people who work out, like Joe Mosquito in the building. And I'm not sure about the rest of you, but ensure you also check some of the amazing nutrients, natural nutrients we have also on our page. We have beetroot, we have chaga mushroom, sorry. We also have bee bread, and so many much more things coming also right here on the Black Hot Fire Network store. So ensure you have our application on your phone. Yes, and my quote of today is 2 minutes to 1 p.m. My quote of today is a reminder for the week ahead is that you are amazing. You can do amazing things. You're capable and strong, resilient and brave. You are awful, clever when you put your mind to work. So do it. Put your mind to work, figure it out, whatever it is. Be the person who goes after what they want. You've got this, and I know you do. Hold your head high, darling. Eyes open and a spine, have a spine spirit. There is so much magic around you. You are a magic. You are worthy of your wildest, most reckless dreams. Do something this week, one thing that brings you closer to all you've been dreaming of. Take control of the narrative. Go after what sets your soul on fire. And that reminds me literally about me personally, the power of this microphone. Every single day, trust me, every single day, you guys that don't understand the power that this microphone literally does for me. Literally, that is something that keeps on me going every day. Even sometimes when I wake up and I'm feeling shitty or I feel like I'm not doing enough, I sit here and I start talking, and my mood literally just changes completely. Like, talking for me, I think it's just therapy. It's the therapy for me. I don't know. So find something you love. Personally, I'm a high advocate of literally telling people, go do what you love. Don't be in an environment where you don't enjoy. But also, if you try to look at majority of us black people or globally black people, majority have not fallen in that environment of where they are working, where they feel they should be, or um working literally a dream, that something they used to dream of doing. We are forced to be on a certain organization because the organization you really wanted, or the department you really wanted to be, is either biased, or it's either not going to pick you as a black person. The same effect has actually happened. We've seen and discussed that a lot, even with the us black people, literally the dark melanated people, how there's so many disadvantages, especially for we women. You'll go to some organizations, you're not going to be accepted, you're going to be declined because you're not light skinned. Light skinned are preferred as the best. But I do believe right now, as literally things change, the shift going, I hope the mindsets of people can literally change, because the narrative has to be changed. This narrative that has been brought by the white men, you actually have it. I was listening to an audiobook today in the morning. Shout out to Iwaton for that. I didn't remember. I kind of literally forgot that the law of attraction all up has the audiobook part. And for me, I've been finding it super, super hard sometimes focusing and just reading, because I'm going to end up either sleeping or just, finding myself just maybe checking notifications and all that. But I feel like listening to an audiobook literally is super, super amazing. And I was literally thinking, listening to the book I've been reading as a man thinking. And as we keep on saying, everything is all in your mind. You have the ability to attract the lifestyle you want. And for a minute, I sat down and thought about myself, and I'm like, wait, do you know, literally, I'm literally living my life, like living everything I've thought about, as much as probably majority has taken time, or which I spoke about perfect timing yesterday. The universe prepares you or delays you things because maybe the position you are in or the space you are in, you don't deserve to have that, or you deserve better, more than what you're asking for. So I just for a minute thought this morning, I'm like, God damn. I remember waking up every single day, watching some TV stations, watching journalists host, especially the hosts who are doing all these outdoor shows and just amazing things. And I'm like, man, I want to do that. I used to sit down, interview myself. I'm visualizing myself on a radio, on a TV, and we are on TV. God damn it. Hello. It is so, so amazing for me that the fact I'm living my dream, and just going back to, you have the ability to create your reality. It is so amazing. You literally are God. You are a God, and I hope and I wish African people, especially this younger generation, that we and are expected to make a change, can grow up with the same, because there's been that norm of Africans being raised belittling themselves, looking down on themselves. You don't see anything good about yourself until maybe you have money, until no. You are beautiful, like you've heard from this quote. You are a magic, and you should act like it. So that is a reminder for the week, and I don't want to give my quote for the day throughout the whole session. But of course, get into the conversation once again. Karibuni sana. Trevor News on Twitter, on YouTube, on the Rumble page, on the Beatwit page, on the show page, on the radio, on the TV, and also on Spotify and on Spreaker Live. Hope you guys are doing great. Good afternoon from my end. Grand rising from your end. And of course, we want to start with what is happening in the 254. We've seen the situation, of course, the AI taking over the world, or taking over some communities, some towns, how effective this is. We've spoken about the advantages, disadvantages of the AI. Personally, the advantage, I hate the fact it can mimic your voice. That is just one that I hate, because we've spoken about, and Shatu Dimori was trying to give an example of how dangerous this is, and how it has affected so many jobs, especially since the AI was introduced. Like the voiceover artists, majority of those who could do maybe adverts on the TV, do adverts on the radio, do maybe ads also for other businesses. Right now, you find that the AI can be used to generate your voice, if I'm using the right terms, and then they end up literally just sinking in words, and your voice is gonna be used over and over for this advertisements, and you can't sue literally anyone. I believe, which you should, but I remember Demore telling me that you can't literally sue anyone. So this is actually becoming a norm right now globally. We can see the AI technology taking over. We've seen that was I think 2 years ago. I was learning and of course representing about what was happening in some countries, in some states in America, where we saw so many people, including in the Amazon company, who lost their jobs, and so many other companies, and they're being replaced by these robotic these robots, literally. We've also seen them, of course, coming up with even dogs, which are robotic, and so many things. So the question is, where is the future heading? The future is Africa, yes, but is Africa literally looking at where the future is heading and how effective it is to them? So let me share this very quickly as we get to continue.
In Kenya, robots are now turning heads.
So how I got actually very curious about this story and seen it on the news right now in the mainstream media, we have a lady who we had interviewed among those who are actually supposed to come in space of which Waton is in right now. So one of this lady I saw, she went to a certain restaurant and she took a picture with this robot, and I'm like, hold up, is this real, or is this maybe just some? I was literally stunned, but I think I didn't want to read much about the details and all until I saw it is actually a thing right now, even in the 254.
Their main work is to assist the staff at this robot cafe located in the leafy suburbs of Nairobi. In this cafe, robots only deliver food on tables that had ordered food online.
So number one, that's what I picked. It's only serving people who have ordered food online, and I'm like, don't we have seen drones that have been introduced right now, because they have also they're snatching jobs away from the people who used to deliver food to us. They're now giving it to drones. They're now giving it to some certain sort of robots to come and deliver it to your house. We no longer now have people delivering food in your house. Things are literally changing. So what I'm picking from here is that it only delivers food to those who have ordered food online. You should have the drone delivering food to you online. Why does it have to be in a restaurant where these three people, because it's three robots in this restaurant, three people should actually fill in this position, make the money, and go pay their bills? How is a robot supposed to be earning? And how is a robot literally supposed to actually also create development in a society? How are robots going to create development in a society? This is just super crazy.
At times we get really busy, most on weekends. So when the house is packed, we have 10 waiters on the floor and 3 robots. So these robots are our colleagues. They have names. They help us with the service, and their service is perfect.
How stupid it sounds saying that literally the robots are helping you with the service. Number one, you should be thinking about your sister, your brother at home, who in the future, maybe in the next coming years, if they're gonna be able to get in these spaces as you have, or is it gonna be more robots, even you losing your job? We should talk about more of the risks than silly advantages, let me call them, that we're seeing from the robot. And it's not like people don't want to work. People are looking for jobs. Personally, I remember an interview. I went to a restaurant. Oh my God, we were so many girls I'll never forget. We were so many girls. I think I was 19. We were so many women. And that's really new because I'd gone to a couple of interviews in so many different jobs. But because I was from my course, despite me not graduating and finishing my course, I was like, hey, I got skills and I believe in my ability and skills. So let me go try this opportunity. We went. I can't tell you who was picked or who was never picked, but it was so many women. Okay? That showed you just the number one, it showed me the desperation that people had in the society, or people have in the society or in the country, of jobs. And I've seen it many times. In Kenya, anytime there's a governmental annunciation of a space, just anywhere, when the government advertises any job opportunities or vacancies anywhere, people flock there in numbers. And mind you, probably it's just 2 people needed out of 200 people who turned out. There's just lack of inequality in the society, and it is sad to see that we are accepting it again by the fact we are allowing robots to replace us. We are allowing robots to replace us instead of you making the money. This is someone who should be fighting on behalf of their friend outside there. I'm certain akona besti ana kazi, lakini akiulizwa so nitafutie job, so you help me look for a job. There's no space in our company, there's no vacancy, but robots are getting jobs. Some things I always say is just critical thinking, being honest. Let's go.
The menu is accessed through scanning a QR code at the table, and customers place their order online. Once the food is ready, a bell rings to alert a human waiter to place it on a robot's tray.
This doesn't even look natural. It looks crazy. This doesn't look okay with me. I don't think it's okay for me to have a robot serving me, being honest. I need someone who I can interact with. I think for me, I enjoy services a lot. I do enjoy services a lot. Because I've said from the word go, me, I'll not take a motorbike rider who does not talk. Why are you quiet? Can you say something? Even a Uber driver, I like people who can talk. I enjoy services, literally. If I go to a hotel, I wanna be able to tip maybe a lady or a gentleman for serving me well. And tip is not a must. We say that. There's a time we're having that discussion with Keith. Tipping is not a must. This normalization I've seen in some American companies or some American workers, following customers all the way outside and forcing them to tip them. It's not a must. It's because I've enjoyed the service. So for me, I feel like I need to have someone I'm talking to, someone I'm making orders to, because how am I supposed to tell a robot I need this and this? I mean, they do collect data, but God damn it, no. It doesn't feel okay.
I can see it's something unique because here in our country, Kenya, there is I've never seen another restaurant like this one. So I think for me, it's a good idea to be one of these restaurants.
Wow. And then the lack of education also within our communities, because you can see we have Chinese individuals right here in this restaurant who will find probably a majority of the shareholders of these companies, and that they're going to sit down, of course, with some few people to showcase that the restaurant is working correct. Tourists, I don't know. But it is the lack of literally information also within our, just to our own people, because that's an African who's supposed to be going to another local restaurant. Support your fellow African. We've seen businesses, we've seen hotels being shut down because of the economy, literally. But you're going to support a whole restaurant because it has a robot service? Is it even making sense right now?
After a long day's shift, the robots are usually charged overnight. They are controlled via a central command center that contains specialized software.
At no point the robot can be able to fully function all the service and everything that is supposed to be undergoing in a restaurant without the human touch. But we believe that the customers deserve to have the technology that is also available in developed countries, so that they also experience a few things that are not available in the country. So we incorporated the robots for basically for entertainment, because that is what the our targeted customers want.
The use of robot waiters in restaurants is not new. They have been used in China, Japan, and the United States, among others. However, this is a novel experience for many in the East African nation.
This is just so crazy. As for me, this is just so crazy. This is where things are getting out of hand, and I don't like it at all. This is just so crazy as for me. Africans, Kenyans, we are in danger. Kenya right now has gotten itself into so many deals, and sadly, still majority, as much as we had majority of numbers, trust me, who turned out for the demonstration, amongst those who turned out, just turned out because people were turning out. Of course, at that time, probably people did understand the financial bill and everything. But if you try to sit down with majority, still they don't understand everything going on the ground. And this is just a perfect example. This is why we should be holding another strike. We should be talking about the genetically modified food deals that have been signed in secret, the grabbing of lands as we get into Ethiopia, which is so crazy. These people are slowly, literally capturing Africa with their agendas, and we are flowing into them. It is sad, but let me know, what are your thoughts regarding that for those who are just tuning in. Kenya right now has a fast restaurant, and we have 3 employed robots instead of 3 employed, maybe men or women or both genders, those who are desperate for jobs outside here, and with the degrees and PhDs and masters for these courses, okay, for these departments, but they don't have jobs opportunities. But as we talk about land grabbing and how they're taking control, of course, of Africa, this month or last month, I'm not certain, either the beginning of this month or the end of last month, I did report about a landslide that happened in some parts of Ethiopia, which left 200 and something people, of course, dead, majority injured, and majority also displaced. I remember the government of Ethiopia didn't make any comments on that, but we had literally, I think the minister, I can't remember clearly as well, but one of the officials gave nothing but just condolences. And I ranted so much about this situation because I've come to understand and try to see what causes landslides. And if you try to look at majority of the cases, is because people are living on the edge of their lands or lands. So why are people living on the edge? While we have plenty of lands, empty lands, why can people stay where the land surface is literally safe to avoid all these natural calamities that they claim they are going on? But at least this is what is happening.
There's a massive land grab going on in Ethiopia. This has been happening for years now, with the government's complicity. Let's go back to 2009. Back then, Saudi Star, a Saudi Arabian company with close ties to the Saudi royal family, signed a 50-year lease to cultivate a total of 14,000 hectares of super fertile land in Gambela, Western Ethiopia. This resulted in the displacement of thousands of local people.
So displacement is not only starting because of landslides, okay? The displacement is being caused because of people grabbing lands.
Mostly from the indigenous Anwak and Nuer tribes. Saudi Star's lease was a part of a grander self-defeating vision that saw Ethiopia's government leasing 2.5 million hectares.
Wow.
A stretch of land that is just slightly smaller than Belgium. Here is part of Saudi Star's stated mission: to promote investment in overseas agriculture in order to ensure that the kingdom has sufficient food available for its population. Clearly, Saudi Arabia is appropriating land in Ethiopia in order to feed its population.
Wow.
There's nothing wrong with the nation taking steps to feed its people, but there's everything wrong when those steps step on the rights, livelihoods, and dignity of local populations in Africa. That's what's happening in Ethiopia. Saudi Arabia is appropriating Ethiopian land because the leases don't have the stamp of approval of local people. Governments come and go, but these local populations have been living in this land for centuries. Moving forward, we demand that all land leases that have displaced local people in Ethiopia, Tanzania, and across Africa must be renegotiated. Even in cases where local people will be in agreement, they must become the majority shareholders of whichever companies are leasing their land.
Exactly. So in Tanzania, since Samia Suluhu came into power, we've seen the people or people who are actually living closer to some national reserves who are being displaced. We're talking about the Maasai community, who are literally the Tanganyika people and all that. If you follow the history very, very well, indigenous people. And that is the same thing you can see happening in Ethiopia. Ethiopia, we might talk about the mixture of races, where we have right now the mulattoes, we have the fake Ethiopians and all that, however you want to call them. But we do have indigenous Ethiopians, and these are the people who are literally being attacked. And probably it is being done by the fake mulattoes by the mulattoes and the fake Ethiopians and all that, because majority is always contributed also by the people in the country. So it is crazy. That explains not only the displacement of the people from Ethiopia, it explains the landslides. It explains a whole lot of things happening in Africa. It's all about the resources again. And like I was saying the other time, it's sad that Africans think resources is all about gold, silver, oil, cobalt, uranium. The richest soil, and which is actually what they're targeting on, is your land, your soil. The richest resources, the richest resource is your land, which is your soil. Ethiopia is to produce food to these people, and that's been producing food. And not just Ethiopia, but so many African countries have been producing food. You're taking all your indigenous seeds back, literally all away. You're sending it all away, like we were talking about yesterday. And now they're feeding you genetically modified food because you've gotten rid of all your indigenous seeds. And then it got to a point where they came with the narrative of even farming is a dirty thing. And we went around, you're running along with it. And now they're in your lands. This is so crazy, being honest. This is super insane. But that is sadly what is happening in Ethiopia. Mind you, Ethiopia currently and Somali are going through some certain rival disputes. They have been going through it. And this is all funded, of course, by the same people who want control of the land, the resources, and everything. So Africans, the call is upon us again. We need to understand who has the microscope. Again, that is what I'll say. We need to understand who has the microscope. But as we get to move on to Nigeria, where we see 4 Nigerians have been jailed in the UK for forging 2,000 marriage documents. And I was saying before, that this is actually a norm. This is not the first time I'm seeing this case or heard about this situation from Nigeria, some Ghanaians, literally some majority of the people coming from the western parts of Africa and also East Africa. This is literally Africa in the whole continent, depending on where you're going, what kind of job you want to do. and how you're gonna lie. So let me share this very quickly as we get to move on.
This is a pretty serious incident, and there are no surprises that it has garnered plenty of column inches in the UK, because it is centred around a critical talking point in this country at the moment, which is immigration. The latest that we have heard on this is that yesterday at Woolwich Crown Court, 4 Nigerian nationals that have been described as a gang by the Metropolitan Police were sentenced to prison. They have been found guilty of conspiracy to facilitate illegal entry into the UK and conspiracy to provide articles for the use in fraud. Primarily, they've been charged with producing these fake marriage certificates to help individuals remain in the UK illegally under the EU settlement scheme. These individuals who have been convicted have been named officially as Abraham Onifade, aged 41, Abayomi Shodikbo, aged 38, Nosimot Badamosi.
These are fathers back at their home. 40, 38, 31 still young.
Aged 31, and Adekunle Kabir, aged 54. This case covers a slew of issues that Sir Keir Starmer will have to address when Parliament is recalled from its summer break next week. And this is about security concerns, it's about human exploitation, it's about legal and political ramifications, and most importantly, immigration control. We know that the then Home Secretary, James Cleverly, introduced new immigration controls in December that were implemented in April, basically controlling and trying to reduce the number of foreign nationals coming into this country to work. And it has been made even more difficult. It is increasingly difficult to come into the UK legitimately now because of these tighter controls. But then when you have headlines such as this, particularly Nigerian nationals exploiting and abusing the immigration system, it does remain a cause for concern. But what we do know now is that these 4 individuals, like I said, who have been described as a gang, have been convicted.
They just call them a gang. Man, me, I like the way the mainstream media will just call anyone a pirate, a gang. Oh my God. So long as you're black. Let's state that fact, number one. If you're black and you're found on the wrong side, you are a pirate. You are a gang terrorist. You know, you are a gang. Okay, actually you are a pirate, you are a gang, you are a terrorist, okay? Oh my God, this is crazy. But I see John Mosquito in the building. Karibu sana. Good afternoon from my end. Grand rising. Hope you're doing amazing today. Been a Thursday. Hope your week is going okay. We're coming to the end of August. How has it been for you? But I see John Mosquito says, keep Ghanaians out of this. It's the Nigerians, Joby. I said western part of Africa, literally. And I said also not just the western parts of Africa, but generally also the African continent, because this is not just happening to the Nigerians alone. It is happening to some people from Kenya, who are of course going to Canada. We've seen them dying in Canada. That is because of the cold, where they're left stranded. We've seen so many people from Africa going to Saudi Arabia who are getting stuck. Of course, the racism, the beatings, the torture, the kind of jobs you have to do. It's literally nothing to do with just it has nothing to just do with Ghanaians, or it's Africa as a continent. And because we've seen countries like Tunisia, countries like Mauritania, which Demore was actually reporting the other day. Let me see if I'm gonna find that information. But countries like Tunisia, Mauritania, Mauritius, is Mauritania, Mauritania, right? And then we also have Libya, sana specifically Tunisia. Did sign very harsh rules. That is with Italy. They passed very harsh laws with Italy. That is for them protecting, of course, their borders and everything. Let me see if I can find that information. I just saw it. That was yesterday. Something to do with migration. So this is actually coming from Senegal, which was stating that. Let me share this very quickly. Let me share this. Shout out to everyone live with us on Twitter. I see many of you. Karibuni sana. Everyone live with us on YouTube and also on Rumble, on BitChute, on our radio station app, on our show page, on our TV station. Kindly, I'd love to urge you to follow us if you're there on Twitter, if you are on YouTube, or whatever platform you're streaming live with us from, right here on the Blackout Fire Network radio station. And also download our app, which is very easy to find. If you're using any Android device, just search for Blackout Fire Network on the Google Play Store. If you're using an Apple phone or an iPhone, that is, you're using our link, stream using the www.blackoutfirenetwork.com.
The perilous journey taken by migrants from Africa to Europe has always been touted as the most dangerous and riskiest. Senegalese are among thousands of migrants who do.
You can see this is just, it's not just Nigerians, Joe Mosquito. It's Ghanaians, it's Ghanaians, it's Nigerians, it's Senegalese, it's Kenyans, it's Ugandans, it's Zimbabweans. Come on, see Zimbabweans in South Africa. It's Zambians, Malawians, all of them. You want to call them Africans. Africans in general, right?
Partaking on the journey to Europe in the hope of a better life. Salam Bandiaï from Senegal has twice attempted and failed to migrate to Spain. For the time being, school is on break, but later we will start again. If I had to go to school tomorrow, I wouldn't even have the money to get there. I even asked my mother, should I just stop my studies and go do something else? My dream was to be a real estate agent, to succeed in that.
I mean, look at the dream she has. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. She wants to be a real estate agent. But she can barely even make it to class. Schools are about to open. This was just a few because their schools have been opened. I don't know if the syllabus or things run the same way in Africa, but yes, in Kenya, schools have been opened. But this was actually just a few days ago, coming from Senegal with all this information. But she's like, should I drop out because the parents cannot afford to pay for school fees? It's crazy.
And make a living. That was my goal, so that I could help my mother and help myself. Right now, if they told me there was a boat going to Spain, I will leave this interview and get on it. Meet Sheikh Gay, who is...
And she's so pretty. Oh my God. But you can see this is literally majority of where Africans are being kept, Number one, the system of education is very expensive on purpose, which you've been fed nothing. Like I said, you're going to end up like Nigerians. You've been detained for forging 2,000 certificates of marriage because you need to get a job. You're a whole dad back in Nigeria because they're talking about the age gap of 54. That is a whole father back in Nigeria. I bet 40, 38, 31, that's still a baby. Oh, yeah, not really a baby, but you're still young. You're not old. It is crazy, man. It is so crazy. But I see John Mosquito says, Woolwich Crown Court, that's just around the corner where I live. Oh, okay. So I bet where you live, there is basically a lot of Nigerians, if I'm not wrong. Maybe. There's a lot of Nigerians probably maybe there. But I also see you saying that I bought my first license from Nigerians. Wow. Which one? Which type of license? Driving, marriage? Which one are you talking about? And I also see you saying that African crooks in Europe. But this is because literally they're all seeking for job opportunities. And of course, as we shift a little bit to our majority of the countries, and we know how Africa has gotten to this point. We know how it has gotten to this point. But Nigeria, to be specific, this not only the most populated country in Africa, but also one amongst the richest countries in Africa. We know it's rich, but also Nigeria. So is Nigeria super rich?
What he has written.
But listen to this video right here, which of course is talking about where many call Nigerians as the giant of Africa because it has the continent's largest population, which is 232 million as for now. That is what they're saying. And Africa's fourth largest economy, coming in at least $253 billion, according to the IMF. As the largest oil producer in Africa, Nigeria wields significant influence in global energy markets. Although Nigeria has participated in peacekeeping mission and diplomatic initiatives through organizations like the African Union, which is a fake organization, and of course the ECOWAS, its poverty rate hovers around 40%, leading to people to question just how free is the giant of Africa. And this is what this guy is trying to explain right here. These are old video of how Nigeria literally never got free and how it was set up.
Good. I was particularly struck by a conversation I had with a Greek professor attached to an international agency in Geneva. He told me his opinion of why West Europeans were supporting the rebellion against Nigeria. It was, he said, common among Westerners to sympathize with the underdog in any dispute, which in this case happens to be the Eastern Igbo. But what was even more important to the West was that Nigeria was a potential rival power in Africa, a force which had to be checked before it becomes a threat to Western European interests on the continent. The Biafran challenge, accordingly, provided a suitable opportunity to trim Nigeria's growing wings. He said that according to certain estimates, Nigeria was sitting on a keg of oil, which, given a suitable condition, would make it so rich in just 10 years.
But today, that was in 1978 when this information was being told, and he's gonna say it. Nigeria in 10 years by then would have been super and still has the capability even today. If left alone, the wealth that Africans can actually have will be super massive. And this is why the rest of the world is still holding on to it. We can see from them stealing lands, it's because of the food, number one. They want to control our land and own our land, okay? Control our land where our food production as we're doing, but also own our land so that they can continue producing the healthy, beneficial food to them as they produce genetically modified bullshit to us. Do you know how psychopathic this is again? I mean, anytime you can just sit down and listen to white people trying to make sense to you, not me. I swear, I don't care how good of a person you are. You come from the same ancestral generation. Call me a hater, call me a racist, call me whatever you want to call me. But every day you're going to dig the truth about what Africans are going through because of these white people, and where the majority of them, they don't know what suffering is. It will make you shed a tear. And this is why I keep on saying again, personally, again, until you have the rage that some Africans have, until you have the kid type of talk, until you have this kind of talk, like you're not embarrassed to brutally stand on the truth and talk about the truth, until we have that type of confidence and fear gone, then Africans are going to remain this way. Where it's going to be always a talk of, like the Zimbabwe leader was sharing his video the other day, talking about 50-50 cost sharing of our resources. 50-50 has never gotten us anywhere with none of these European people. They just literally discovered the largest, literally, diamond right now in Botswana. Did you guys see the Botswana president's reaction? Very silly, stupid kind of a reaction. Oh, it's like, I didn't know Africa has this kind of, that's the kind of reaction I got from this is a whole president. Shocked that his country, and historically checked that his country can produce that kind of amount of diamond. He's shook. But there's nothing is done to control or own the resources, which is why we shall talk about Burkina Faso nationalizing their gold mines. Nigeria is in poverty today. Majority of the people are swimming in shit, living in poverty. And then we have this Nollywood bullshit they brought to us, making us think that actually West Africa is doing amazing. We grew up with Nollywood thinking literally Nigerians are living in ranches, in all types of mansions. Oh my God. Every girl, and even till to date, majority of the Kenyan women want to get married to Nigerians because of this Nollywood creativity that was done. And I'm not saying that they don't have money. I'm not saying Nigerians don't have money. They can work hard. I've seen that. They can really work hard. All right? I've seen these men how they go extra hard. They know how to treat women good too. They can snatch a woman, trust me. But the majority, again, also living in poverty. It is crazy, man.
That is by 1978, that Nigeria would not require any aid from Europe.
But this is one of the countries today receiving aid back, left, right, and center, being backed by the IMF. Tinubu has taken any trips more than any African leader this year. Actually, since his inauguration, Tinubu has been taking foreign trips like nobody. This is why we saw them and Ruto being labeled the flying presidents. The flying and lying presidents, literally. They're flying and lying. Or we're taking trips to go help our people, improve the development, infrastructures, and bullshit. It's all about stealing the resources, having yachts that actually have bulletproofs, and cars for his wife that have bulletproofs. That is the best thing that Tinubu has done for Nigerians since he came into power. And subsidizing this oil that you can hear literally does not require Nigerians to have even any subsidization. Again, this is always saying that Africans, we should not have guns easily because, men, my temper doesn't allow me.
Indeed, Nigeria would be in a position to assist other African countries, especially the poorer ones, and thus undermine an important basis on which European influence was exercised over them. I underline that. He did not therefore think that Europe would stand idly by and watch Nigeria become to Africa what the United Nations had become to Western Europe. The rebel enclave, on the other hand, could be encouraged to become a rich but small and manageable African country, which would still be dependent on the West, just as some small oil-rich Arab countries have been. Finally, he assured me that whatever happened in the future,
Arab had no oil.
The West would never allow Nigeria to develop to a position where its wealth and power would threaten West European interests in Africa.
Yep. So we can slowly see the revolution of Africans, of course. But the question is, how many people are willing to fight? Because again, I'll go back to the numbers. As much as we saw so many people on the streets, trust me, demonstrating, not everyone in that group, you can sit down with them and have a debate, either about the oppositions, either about some majority of the things going on on the globe, Shmani. A lot of things going on in the globe. Not so many people can you sit down with them and have a discussion. It is very impossible. So until the IQ of Africans again is tested at this time, then we're not taking no goofy people to fight for revolution. We're not taking this kind of Zimbabwe representatives to go and literally stand talking on behalf of Africans. No, we can't actually. Personally, I always say we can't have any generations of these leaders who have served as puppets trying to tell us they know better. I've seen that is Margaret. She's called who? Not Margaret. She's called who? Come on, Mzales Nikumbushe, Wangari Maathai. I've seen Wangari Maathai's daughter being bought out. Okay, so let it not be told to you. Wangari Maathai was actually fighting for Africa, but our daughter was bought out. Was literally bought out. But if you try to look at majority, unless you're bought out like that, majority of these sons and daughters, nephews, sisters, brothers, extended family of these puppets cannot be allowed to be part of us. We can't trust them. We can't. We can't. It's such a shame to see the wealth we have, but we're poor, literally. It is such a shame because it is a lot of wealth. A lot of wealth, and things can work. It's not like they can't work. Things can really work, but they make it seem impossible. But again, it goes to the mind, right? But goes back to the mind. If you make it seem impossible, it looks impossible. And that's how Africans have been staged mentally, to make it feel like it is impossible. Bashar to Ikan Fire, he says the terrorists in Sahel is what is
you
causing.
live? I thought I'll wait for you on TikTok.
Wow. Oh, my TikTok phone is charging. We're live everywhere, but not on TikTok.
Oh yeah, I was like, damn, Joe be late as hell today. I was like, damn. I said, oh, let me check the radio. I said, they go ass right there. Shit.
Yeah, I bet you just woke up because I'm just actually winding up. You know.
Why? No, I've been up, but you're sorry, but no, I've been up. I was on TikTok laughing. I was on TikTok. Looking at the South Africans getting their ass beat. I was gonna see these videos. The guy was asking that Nigerian guy, why are South Africans so fucked up? And then he said something. Then I seen a video on my feed how the South Africans were getting their ass beat in South Africa playing rugby. Some white people broke out on the field and started beating up the black players. I said, this could never happen in America. This kind of shit only happened in South Africa. What? Come on, a black field. Come on, where black people start beating up on black people in America? You'll never see no shit like that in your fucking life. I mean, Africa, this is crazy. I said, I gotta send this shit to Joby.
You get to continue before you get to take over my show like you want to do. I see.
You talking about you want to wrap up? I thought you just got here. Shit.
No, we're about to wrap it up. Ikan Fire says the terrorists in Sahel is what is causing the migration of Africans. Now you know why North Africa looks like that. I agree with you, actually. And this is what I was saying. It's not just Nigerians, it's not just Ghanaians, it's not just Senegalese, it's not just Kenyans. It's actually the whole of African. It's the whole of the African continent and the African people as a whole, literally. Because if you try to look at also in America, so many people right now, we can see with the takeover of these gangs right now. If you don't stand up, you're going to lose your job. If you're a weakling, not really a job, but you're going to lose your house. If you're a weakling, you're also going to end up losing your job. And this is what I was saying, this is going to lead to a civil war. Unless majority of the people stand on their ground, knowing you've been there, you need to fight for what is rightfully yours, then we're going to end up losing it to them because this is what they really and sincerely want. But yeah, if you try to look at Africa, because personally I love saying no African country just because we don't see the bombing like in Sudan, the killings of children and raping like in DRC Congo, the displacements of 8 million people. It doesn't mean in Kenya there's nothing going on. It doesn't mean in Tanzania nothing is going on. In Uganda, every African country is going through shit. Trust me.
Joby is explaining. I sent her a video. I sent a video of her South African people. I sent her a video, see if she'll play it or not. They're getting their ass beat by white people on their own field, getting their ass beat by white people, and in the majority of the country. So, and I sent the Nigerian guy to tell you how South Africans, are sick in their head. They hate other Africans. They love white people. They hate African people who actually freed them. And he told the truth. They're sick in the head. They're sick in their head. So this is what you're dealing with. Joey talking about you can't even be African in your own country and you're a coward. That's what they are. South Africans have always been cowards. And you got white people beating them up, beating their ass on the field in South Africa because they don't fear them. And they're a little small minority. They just smacking them, kicking them in the face. I'm like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I've seen this always after I think they lost a certain they won. I think they won a certain
Who
game.
won? The blacks won?
Yeah, the black South Africans, that the white South Africans got mad and started.
Yes, what they do. That's right. You won a game, and you get your ass beat in your own country. But you want to blame other Africans. Yeah, you South Africans. Joby, I don't give a fuck about you niggas. I'm gonna be honest. When I see all that, I love every bit of it now. I don't want to hear you play. I don't want to hear you crying. I want you to shut your fucking mouth. That's what I want you to do. When you get your ass beat, you get fed. Ain't it funny? Where's all the smoke for the white people who pegged these two young ladies? I only see the parents online. They're 19, 18 years old. But see, you ain't gonna kill my babies and feed them to no pig. You ain't gonna do that to my children.
Before we get to South Africa, Keith, kindly allow me to wind up with my conversation because it just can't come and switch the topic like that when we had something going on here for a whole hour. Come on. Chatham Zayas, once again. I see John Mosquito says, be aware of Nigerian women snatchers. Not really. I said the men, they can snatch your women. Like, not all of them, but some of them do know how to treat women. Okay, some of them.
How can they snatch your women? If your woman wants to be snatched, she's gonna be snatched. They ain't got to do with them. Your woman, that's the women choose.
You ain't doing it. Okay, that's what happened.
Women choose, Joby.
That's what I'm choosing the one who is spoiling me. That's what is happening.
There you go. So that's not the Nigerian's fault. That's the woman. If you don't want to be snatched, you won't be snatched. That's your choice. You choose.
But as we get to continue what is happening in Burkina Faso, as we talk about resources and all that, Burkina Faso has nationalized.
Somebody told you it don't matter. So, Nigerian can't snatch her no matter how much money he got. I don't know. Go ahead. That's what she said.
Money has our own experience, definitely.
I know.
Messing around.
She had her crazy Nigerian. She don't want to go back there.
Yes, not Nigeria. Goddamn. Burkina Faso has nationalized 2 of its gold mines, and this comes in after.
Get your mind right, Joby. Burkina Faso, not Nigeria. Come on.
Between 2 companies. So I want to share this very quickly as we talk about the previous video which I just shared, where that guy is talking about where Nigeria should be very rich. That was in a 1978 not really as 1978, but he was talking about an article that was written by 1978, how Nigeria will be rich in 10 years. But if you look at Nigeria today and Nigerians, 4 of them have been arrested in the UK because of forging 2,000 marriage documents. And
God damn.
Because of job opportunities they're seeking, and of course the poverty that is increased in their countries. But Burkina Faso is trying to do it.
Listen, all African countries should be rich if you have real leadership. You don't have that. You have puppets. You have a bunch of morons like a Camilla Harris that's been stalled. Okay? People have been openly saying Camilla Harris is a moron. That's what you got in Africa. That's on purpose. Go ahead, Joe.
The Boungou and Wahgnion gold mines in Burkina Faso were previously owned by an African mining company.
Exactly, we're gonna own our own
shit. This is now set to change, as Ouagadougou agreed a deal on Tuesday to nationalize the mines for around.
Yeah, I told you that. Like I told Demore, you nationalize your shit. You don't get white people talking about, oh, you know what? We're gonna come and get your shit, give you a job with your own shit. You out your fucking mind? You gonna come in my house and pay me to work in my own goddamn house and pay me nothing while you get the what? That's my the house, shit Africans have been doing.
My house, my rules. So my rules.
Exactly. But see, you've been too scared because these puppets too cowardly like the South Africans. The Africans are finally waking up, besides the South Africans saying, fuck that. This is my shit. I'm going to own my shit. And that's what you got to do. Get rid of all despots. This is my shit. And I own it.
I feel like South Africans, whether they like it or not, trust me, Africans are going to go there by force, okay? Whether you like it.
You're exactly right. Exactly right.
By force.
I agree. I agree with it. I agree with you.
Okay? I'm not going to stand to watch a white man talk crazy to me. I cannot Joby, okay? Can never be me. I can barely allow my fellow African talk crazy to me. So what about a white man? I know the history.
That's what almost happened 30 years ago with Angola. That's right. It's going to happen this time. Because they don't want to hear them, but you're right. You said that. It's going to happen. Because all of Africa is going to be taken over in the next 30 years by Africans. So you Arabs in the north, you're going to be gone. I'm telling you, this coming, the shit you've done, these babies are not going to want to hear no peace and bullshit from these nutty ass Christian niggas, Islamic. They don't want to hear that shit.
No 50-50.
They want all Africa back because it belongs to them. That's
exactly.
It ain't no shots gonna stop it.
No 50-50 right here.
No. 50-50 your own
Endeavour
shit.
Mining had agreed to sell the mines to Lilium Mining for almost 4 times that sum. The companies had been locked in a legal dispute, with Endeavour accusing Lilium of missing payments, while Lilium alleged that London-listed Endeavour had misrepresented financial information about the mines.
Duh.
However, as part of Tuesday's settlement, they will abandon these legal cases. The nationalisation follows a growing pattern of...
That's why they want to kill him, because he's nationalized. I don't want God. He just told you, your legal shit is worthless. I'm tearing it up. These are your fucked up white courts. Why am I going to your court and get a goddamn settlement? This is my country, my shit. I'm tearing your shit up, and I'm owning it for my people. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't go to nobody white court to get no settlement on your shit. Joby coming to my court to get a settlement of some shit in their house. I'm going to give Joby, okay, Joby, all your shit in your house belongs to me. And she must say, yeah, Keith, you're right. What? And that's a fair settlement. That's what the Europeans been doing. And these bootlicks, yeah, the white man makes a decision.
I really hope and I pray so much. I don't know, but I'm really praying for a war, being honest, right now. Being honest. Like being
it's gonna happen, Joe. It's gonna happen.
I hope whatever comes all the way to Africa, because of course what they're trying to do still leads back to the continent because of the resources, the wealth, which on, not their fake made up paper. So I really hope by the time they're thinking about coming back here, like the Eric Prince bullshit, Africa cannot govern itself. You're meeting different type of generations. I just want my people to be ready, because it's sad to see the type of men who want to go to war. They are really super weak. Number one, you can't be talking weak and your master has a gun on the face. Okay, it's either you're gonna grab the gun, shoot him back, or you're gonna have to literally, accept to die. You're gonna have to struggle and literally fight.
You ever heard Ibram Torres? I'm going to die. I'm gonna play
that. Like you were telling me, that was yesterday. We were discussing that, or I think today. We don't have Ibrahim Traoré. Literally, we have weaklings of men. No cap, weaklings of men, and not all of them.
Because the society that made me. You still got, even though you got a bunch of weaklings, Joby, you still got a bunch of Ibrahim Traorés in Africa. You still do. You just don't know where they at yet. Because you do, because it's a billion people, Joby. It's a billion. Being African people on that continent. Now you got a bunch of even Torres in Kenya alone.
You reminded me of Museveni's speech when he came to Kenya just that was the other day. He said Africa is undefeatable. It's crazy how he's crazy of a moron and of an idiot of a leader, but yet actually knows historical facts. It's like during the Mau Mau, Kenya did this, the Mau Mau freedom fighters. But that aside, Africa itself as a continent, if we united, nobody can defeat us. And
everybody knows that. That's why he's not. That's to make you feel good. But he's not about uniting no fucking Africa. He's about his own little fiefdom. But everybody knows that, Joby. Everybody knows the unification of African people, just on the globe and off the, on the continent, off the continent, means Africans go to the top. The Africans have been what? Kept childlike and fantasized and fighting. I'm this tribe. I'm that tribe. My tribe. No tribe. This tribe. You've been kept in that. And it's been these puppet leaders that have done it, that have kept that bullshit going. Even Museveni. So, yeah, everybody knows that. That's what they're scared about. So, read this before you put this up, Joby. I want you to put this up. And this is why I told you, and I hope goddamn Eric Connor's close listening by. I hope she can hear this. Oh, damn, too bad. Well, anyway, it's still here. So let me say this. For these goddamn mulattoes. Okay? I want you to look this up, Joe. The first director of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, I'm gonna have you look at what he said. Now this was a mulatto passing as a white man. His family was he came from a black woman's asshole, okay? Black woman's coochie. But he was a mulatto who hated black people because he was black. Mulattoes have always done damage to African people on the continent, off the continent. So put this up, say J. Edgar Hoover, the first director of the FBI, said the number one goal is to keep Africans separated. That's the number one threat to the planet, he said. Keep these niggas separated. This is a mulatto. Said the number one threat is these niggas, and you make sure they stay separated. Make sure they stay tribal, fucked up. He said, what do you think the number one threat to the world is? He said, African unity, God damn it. You find anything?
Just a minute.
Okay, take your time. Hey, what's your number one threat to the world? These niggas getting together, that's what. Why? They black people ain't done that to nobody, been oppressed. Yeah, but if they come together, there'd be a power. And I don't want that.
It's quoted the most dangerous Negro. Okay, the most dangerous Negro. It says today the FBI honors Reverend. Okay. Fighting for civil rights, FBI, which made a good intentions in Nigeria. Okay, this is long.
You ain't gotta read all of it, Joe. I'm gonna take a shot. Well, let me paraphrase it. He said the number one threat is united niggas. God's number one goal is to keep niggas separated. Keep them infighting. Keep them docile. Keep them stupid. Because if they unite, that'll be in the white rule. Everybody knows that.
Okay, so it says, there's actually a couple of goals. One of it is prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups. In unity,
so pause it. What you just read, Ibrahim Traoré, he nationalized his what? His resources. That's what nationalism is. Keep these niggas from nationalizing their shit, yo. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. It also adds, in unity there is strength, a truism that is no less valid for all its treatness, and an effective coalition of black nationalist groups might be the first step forward towards a real Mau Mau, that is Black Revolutionary Army, the beginning of true black revolution. And
unity. He said the real unity of black people is power. See, black people don't understand power. Right, Joby?
Secondly, prevent the rise of a messiah.
Black messiah. Somebody can find. Even Torres now would be a black messiah. Stop that at all costs. You make sure you put a bullet in his head, Joby. You stop that at all costs.
Damn. Who could unify and electrify the black militant nationalist movement? Malcolm X might have been such a messiah. He is the
Malcolm X.
mighty,
Yeah, that's why they
mighty of
killed.
the movement.
That's why they put a bullet in his head. That's why our logo is Malcolm X. We are nationalists. Black power. Black
They also
unity.
Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King Stokely,
So we Carmichael.
and Elijah Muhammad are
Not,
all aspires of this position.
not no
And
not no Martin Luther King. You get rid of his ass.
mhm.
You can
The third
you can
one,
miss me with his bullshit. Go ahead, Joe.
third one is prevent violence on the part of Black nationalist groups. This is primary importance and is of course a goal of our investigative activity. It should also be a goal of the counterintelligence program to pinpoint
That's got
potential
go into a pro, Joey. That's how they go into Africa and America and they infiltrate your groups. Like the guy was saying, they go like we knew was happening in Africa when Kenya was rising. Said they're gonna bring infiltrators. That's what the FBI does. They go and they infiltrate your groups. So they bring people in that you believe are fighting for freedom, but they're really spies. It's called COINTELPRO. You put COINTELPRO motherfuckers inside these groups to tear them apart.
The fourth one is prevent militant Black nationalist groups and leaders from gaining respectability, which of
Exactly,
course
Joby.
our cons don't have respect at all from these people by discrediting them to three separate segments of the community. The goal is discrediting Black nationalists must be handled tactically in three ways. You must discredit those groups and individuals to first, the responsible Negro community. Second, they must be discredited to the white community, both the responsible community and the I can't read that. And who have I don't know which language they were using also in this article, whatever, but they're also saying that the third one is these groups must be discredited in the eyes of Negro radicals, the followers of the movement.
He said radical. So they saying any movement African, and when you get a good movement, you must try to discredit them with the people. You must brainwash the people. Say, oh, these niggas are no good. They're disturbing the peace, Joe. Like they're disturbing our peace. These niggas, these young youths are disturbing our peace. They're out there, these Gen Zs. That type of shit. That's what they do.
People are crazy. The last one is a final goal should be prevented the long-range growth of militant Black organization, especially among youth. Specific
the youth, because the youth, Joby, the youth form revolutions, not old niggas. The youth are the ones that I've had enough of this shit. And their parents, well, baby, don't go out there and do that because we don't care with being fucked up and poor. And you say, nah, fuck all that. They know it's the youth that causes revolution. You say, fuck all that, Joe. Fuck all that shit you're talking about, grandma and daddy. Get out the way. Go ahead. They know this.
There are 5, so those are the ones I could read over there. This is just
that's enough, Joby.
These are some of the things that we should learn in schools. These are some of the articles and documents we should have in our books, being told about the so planned wars, warfare.
Ooh, Joby, they're not going. Only Ibrahim Traoré is gonna put that in his book, but you know these coons ain't gonna put that in your book.
I know, but even learning this, even for me, I'm just like, wow, this is literally all written down. How they literally plan to every move they have about Africans. It's all pinned down. Every warfare, like from that document that woman was reading yesterday, every warfare is literally everything that they are doing is all planned. Nothing is new to them. We are the ones who are being surprised. Literally, we're the ones who there's a pandemic. There's a new president. But they know who the f they know what they're really doing.
But you're now starting to wake up, Joby. So now you are going there.
And I'm not surprised, being honest. I'm not even shook by reading this, but I'm still shook. I'm still shook. I'm not gonna act like I'm not shocked. There is actually a whole number one goal to separate Africans, of course, which has been their agendas in most of the things we've read. But it's the fact that was their number one goal, apart from even anything else. And it has worked perfectly. Perfectly.
Joby, if you're the money of the planet, and everybody's got rich off of you, am I gonna talk about you uniting? Am I gonna try to keep you? If I've got rich off your back, Joby, I was once poor. All my whole life I've been poor, and just by luck, I found all this money, right? And I found it for you. Am I going to ask Tarzan for help?
Are you crazy? Tarzan, what?
Hey, Howard, Tarzan didn't wash his ass. He can't give us no help. He got diseases in his butthole. Tarzan, you see Tarzan in the movies, he was an African never washing his ass. So now, how he going to help us? Howard.
As we wind up, as I shared the video you shared with me, as we wind up, God,
Okay,
we are coming. We are coming, Howard. You just hang on there. We are coming.
Hang on, Howard. You're going to get this work.
We are coming. We're coming very soon. We're no longer in the sleeping slumbers. We're already out. Getting our weapons ready. So we are coming.
Don't get rough, Howard.
You won't do this to us anymore. You won't do this to Africans again, okay? You lose, you lose. You accept and you go home. God damn. What do you mean you're coming to beat me? Aki, yes, we're fighting. Oh my God, we're fighting. I think I enjoy war. We're fighting. And this was sometimes I always question about some system of education, like
they've been taught the system, Joby, of 400 years of white worship.
You want to do this, Kenya? Come try this, and I dare you. Okay?
You won't.
You come try in a whole stadium of people watching football. Oh my God! I can't dare. I dare you. Come do this in Kenya. I'm just daring you guys. Come do this. You think that white privilege bullshit is gonna serve you? No. I think Africans are getting tired of that. We are getting tired of that. You come try that here. Those are South Africans who.
They can never do that in Kenya. They can never do that in Kenya.
You can't. Even Nigerians, I don't know if they can tolerate that.
Oh no, Nigeria. No, that never happened in Nigeria either. Not like that. Not like that. They're not gonna allow that. They might worse than that. No, they're not gonna allow that. No, that's too over the top, Joe. That's too blatant.
We were just giving stories of the kind of high school experiences we were having. And personally, I remember one time we went to watch these set books, and then after that, our school had beef with another international school. It was war. I was beaten. A bottle was literally smacked on my head. And I'm glad
God damn.
I also have a scar. I don't know how I escaped that. I didn't have a scar.
You must have had a big wig on or something.
Literally, I had nothing because I loved shaving and also having my hair on and off in high school. But
you had your hair low? You had your hair low? They got hit in the head with a bottle?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. It's a survival mode. So that's what you can't try this in Kenya. It starts from actually a very tender age. Self-defense, all right? Self-defense.
The Kenyans had the Mau. South Africa never had that. Never. Oh, yeah. So they never any fight.
They had to be rescued. Of course, I get it. I don't want to laugh at South Africans. All love, but this is just so. I saw that video and I was like, I don't want to discuss that. Actually, you brought it up. I've been avoiding that.
I know you don't want. Actually, no, I know you don't want to discuss none of that shit. So I brought it to you. God damn it! You don't play the video I played before that one, Joey. The 2-minute video before you leave. The one before that one. With the Nigerian guy again, explaining these South Africans.
He did.
See, Jovi's got that. No, the new one I just sent you. The one right before that one.
He did explain yesterday.
No, he got another one. He got another one, Joey. Somebody asked him a question. Why the South Africans are so bad? Explain. Now, but look, have you seen any South Africans on the media talk about them 2 young ladies being killed? And been eaten by pigs is nothing but silence. They want to go after another African about a pageant. Oh, I don't want that black girl in our pageant. They want a French woman in there. Like
Let me
Sick
go to
in the
the
head.
comments before I get
Go
to
ahead.
share that last video. I see John Mosquito says they are trying to attack Burkina Faso through Ivory Coast. Of course, they'll try.
They are. They are. That's exactly what they're saying. Because you always got another bootleg. Because Ivory Coast is right next to Burkina Faso, right there, right next to Ghana. So they got they're pumping in there. So they're putting their base inside of Ivory Coast right there. Because I told you, all these leaders are going to have to get bubble gum. They're anti-Pan-African. Like what I told you, they talk that Pan-African shit. It's all lies. They're there because they're not Pan-Africans. They're there because they keep Africans divided. So Africans are good. So they go to the next big Pan-African puppet they've installed in the Ivory Coast and put their base there to do their terrorist attacks across the border to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, because they're right there on the coast. I mean, right there on the border. And they said another warship has just entered. I should have sent Joby that one. I got that one too. A warship has just entered the Ivory Coast's territory. A French warship, and they say, I like girl. I thought we poor. Why don't you go home? Why won't you be poor? You said we're poor in Africa. We don't got shit. We don't have nothing. Why you keep coming back, lady? You keep coming back because you're not poor. You're poor. Africa's not. They keep coming back without Africa. They can't sustain themselves. So they come back because they're savages. They don't come back because, you know, you're right. He said, you said we're poor. We're diseased. Why don't you leave? Why you keep coming back? Because you're rich. Okay? The continent is rich. You're not. They don't want you to take back your wealth. That's what the fight is about. You taking back your shit. You'll be getting control of your own house. Go ahead.
Shout out to Jiba Jaba in the building. Ja also says President Traore has just bought a whole fleet of mobile hospitals. Shout out to him. He's been doing amazing.
Yeah.
Jiba Jaba has, and he was.
And guess what he did about the IMF and the World Bank? Because he's not trying to steal money. He's actually loving his people like he's supposed. He's an African who loves Africans. That's what Africa hasn't had in 200 years since they got colonized. There's been no African who's loved. The ones who have been there, they've been murdered. But there's been no Africans been in power that loves Africans. They've not allowed to get power in Africa.
Jiba Jaba also says, however, feared the rise of Black Messiah, they still created the CIA. And
yeah, that was the CIA too. Yeah, everything. Ain't it funny? All these clandestine things is about black people. Keeping us under control to make sure we don't gain power back because the wealth of the planet is ours.
Mm-hmm.
Wealth of the planet is ours. Africa never be broke. Mm-hmm. I've been telling people, Africa would never be poor.
Period. Mm-hmm. And also, Jiba Jaba says, winding up. I'm just getting. You all came in late. I should have winded up literally 30 minutes ago. Literally.
I was waiting for Joby on TikTok. Joby knows I'm on TikTok. I didn't think about. I said, "Damn, what the hell, Joby? Is she late? The power was going." I said, "Let me check the radio." Then her ass is up there talking. I said, "God damn, her ass is on the damn radio. She's on YouTube."
The video you shared with me is restricted in my country, so they're telling me I can't watch and share
that. See, they took it to say, yeah, they're telling the truth. See, and you know why it's restricted? Sounds a big shit. I told you this is because look. The Chinese own TikTok. They don't want you waking up. See, they're exploiting Africa too. So they want Africans to be weak and fucked up, like the South Africans. They want Africans to be all fucked up and stupid and don't know what the fuck is going on. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Joby gets mad. I'm gonna keep it real. The South Africans are fucking stupid. They're backward. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Well, maybe that's one that's good. I don't want to hear nothing about that fucking piano shit.
Hey, that's what I'm doing tonight.
Oh man!
What you do tonight? I'm gonna do tonight.
It'll be a long night. God damn!
You better love them. You better love the island niggas and the amapiano. You better. We're not going.
Anyway, that's it. I'm done. So these South Africans, they get what they get. They got it. And they're right. And I said that too. The other Africans are going to save them, but they're not going to be control South Africa. It's going to be one African continent, United States of Africa. They won't be in charge of shit because they gonna get rent. And you white people there, you very few in South Africa. You better get your shit. You better get your mind right because
You said who are not going to control South Africa?
South Africans. It's gonna be the United States of Africa. Africa unites. They're not. You think these morons ain't gonna control no part of Africa? It's gonna be one country. So these morons, they're sick in the head. They're not having any damn control in the United States of Africa. They'll work until you get them better educated. They'll die, and their children will learn right. Shit. All these old South African motherfuckers gotta die. It's gotta be the youth that now taught by the new African. That's just what's gonna happen. These motherfuckers think they're different. These motherfuckers think they're different African. Like, hey, moron, you literally come from Nigeria, Kenya, all these regions where you came from. It's a fact. You hate other Africans. It's crazy.
They just need exposure. They need to travel other African countries like we go to there.
They exposure. They ain't got no money. They Joby. South Africans can't even leave a town. I'm a traveler. Joby said, they just need to travel. I ain't gonna travel. You making $10 a year.
Well, what if you become friends with Zimbabweans and Kenyans? Maybe you'll stop thinking of xenophobic behaviors, you know.
You got Zimbabweans and Kenyans that they don't like them and tell them to get out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if you unite with them? They're gonna show you the world with your poor ass $10, you know. So they're gonna get it.
I want you to show me the damn world.
Then you go stay there, you know, stick whatever you think is best. That's in your raggedy houses, you know. The white people live the best, like Howard, you know. Africans said Africa is full of natural resources that China and Europe need. We will give you same shiny beast for them. Okay. And
he's saying you guys are stupid because you took the shiny beads and got for land and gold. The more he was talking about too on this show. So did they really take beads, Keith? He said you're stupid because you gave up real resources for the shiny beads that's around your neck, Joe. But you gave them gold and oil, cobalt, cocaine for some beads.
Poor, honey, you're about to be poor. Get ready, pack your bags, go back home. That's what's happening. Jiba Jaba says, "What is Amapiano?" We're winding up with an Amapiano jam. Actually, kids' favorite as he talks his shit about South Africa.
Oh, so, you gonna do my jam? I'm the A, I'm the O, I'm the I, I'm the E. I try to tell Joby that most of the world don't know about that Amapiano shit.
We don't care. So I know they are piano. And someone knows I'm a piano at least. Jabba at least is seeking interest in that. But catch me guys tonight, of course, on the network. We shall be on the network, on the radio, on TikTok, on the culture tonight.
Come on the network today, Jabba at 1 o'clock Eastern time. And Joby will show you with the Amapiano. I can't even pronounce that shit. Amapiano. I'm a piano. I'm a old asshole. I don't know what you call that shit.
No, not like that. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. It's been an amazing show, Manze. You've been so many of you. 24 this morning. I appreciate Sana for tuning in today's conversation. Shout out to Jiba Jaba, Byron. Shout out to Howard G. All love. Shout out to also Draw Mosquito, Mzales as well, who has been here with us also on YouTube, and to all the amazing silent listeners on Twitter, on our both YouTube channels, on Rumble, on BitChute, on Spotify, those who cut the shows on replay. Kindly ensure you have our application one more time before I leave. Check out our network store. Ensure you check our products, our beauty supplements. Purchase your woman, Jiba Jaba. Purchase your girlfriend, Draw Mosquito.
I thought you just said purchase your woman. We don't do no purchasing of women.
Get your mind correct, kid. Come on.
I'm like, hey, Joby, this is a disclaimer. Like I found does not condone the purchasing of any women.
Yeah, but yes, check our products on the Black Out Friday Network. We have amazing vitamin benefits for you, natural benefits for you, beauty supplements, Some amazing coffee products there. Ensure you check them out. Have
It'll take me a while to get it together, guys. So about 3 more weeks, I should have it all up and running.
Yeah.
This animal piano right here, jibber jabber. I'm the ooh, I'm the I, I'm the ooh, I'm the I.
Reaching out to all the masses on the African continent and into YouTube. The Pan African Show.